Hey y'all, this is Karson with Tennessee Cash for Homes. If you live in Nashville and need to sell your home quickly, you have 3 options that might work for you. Today I want to go over those options for you. Why might someone need to sell their home quickly? Well, there's a variety of different reasons. The most common that we see is someone facing foreclosure. Or you might have a house that needs a lot of work, you might be facing a divorce, your house might be in terrible shape and needs a lot of work to it, and many others. Luckily for you, Nashville's a great area and houses in Nashville still sell really quickly. Even though it's a very poor market, houses are still selling faster in Nashville than the rest of Tennessee is. The most common way someone sells their house is through a realtor. And that leads me to my first option, which is to price your house aggressively on the MLS. Listing your house below market value will always drive attention, which means showings, possible buyers, and even offers. However, when listing on the market, you still have to deal with showings, appraisals, inspections, negotiations, and there's also a waiting game involved in that. Even with a fast listing, you still have to worry about appraisals and making sure that that buyer can qualify to get that property, meaning that property has to be in good enough shape for a lender to lend you money to purchase that property. The second option someone can do to sell their house quickly is to fix any of the repairs that need to be done and list it on the market. The only con to this is that the repairs themselves actually take time. Hiring contractors, finding the materials, making sure everything's permitted does take time. And actually, over improving a house can hurt you in the long run depending on which market or which area of Nashville you're in. If speed is your main priority, renovations might actually slow it down, but it's a case-by-case basis. And option number 3, and the fastest and most seamless option, is to sell it to a cash buyer. Now, when selling with a cash buyer, there does come a caveat. They do buy at a discount. But you trade a discounted price for no appraisals, no repairs, no inspections, no financing contingencies. It's a simple cash offer, and that number is a net offer to you. At Tennessee Cash for Homes, we pride ourselves on being able to close really quickly. Typically between 7 to 30 days is an average closing date. And in Nashville, we're very serious. We move on properties very quickly and are highly competitive when it comes to what we can offer versus another company. Again, a cash offer will be lower than retail. But what you're trading for a higher price, you're getting the convenience of a quick cash closing. So you have to ask yourself, well, what makes most sense for me? Are you trying to pinch every single penny out of the property, get the absolute top dollar amount? You might want to go with option 2 and try to fix everything up yourself. If you don't want to do repairs and still want to sell it for a top dollar and are okay with waiting and dealing with commissions and showings and appraisals, then option number 1 of listing on the MLS will be the best option for you. If you don't have time and you need to sell it quick, maybe like I said, you're facing a foreclosure, selling to a cash buyer is by far the fastest and best route for you. If you're in foreclosure, selling to a cash buyer will always make you more money than dealing with the banks and the foreclosures. Here's some of the things not to do. Don't list your property well above market value because you're not going to get any showings, no interest, and all you're going to get is lowball offers. Never start repairs and stop finishing them. A half-finished product is actually worse than something that needs all the work. And never wait too long with foreclosure. The sooner you reach out, the more options you have available to you. My advice would be to talk to a real estate agent as well as a cash buyer and kind of compare the 2 different options for you. An agent will always tell you a higher number just so that they can get that listing, even if it's not realistic. Versus a cash buyer is always going to be very blunt and very honest with their number, even if it is lower. So take the 2 things in consideration when considering what you're going to do with your property when you need to sell it quick. At Tennessee Cash for Homes, we pride ourselves on being one of the top cash buyers in the state of Tennessee, and especially here in Nashville. So if you have a house that you're looking to sell quickly, give us a call. We're happy to help. Thanks.
Call Tennessee Cash for Homes. 615-801